How are you, Elizabeth? Holding the baby.
And I have a baby pulling my hair. I would say right now we've got a number of challenges that we're working on, but the one that is sort of weighing on me this weekend is thinking about my legal team and how to get them to do all of their job all the time and be like progressing cases, not just picking the tasks that they enjoy doing the most and ignoring the ones they are not so interested in doing.
Very good question. How many people do you have in your team?
In my legal team, I have 4 paralegals and a virtual assistant.
Okay. Do you have, out of those 4 paralegals, do you have a paralegal manager out of those?
I do not,
Is there one that really stands out?
not right now.
Okay.
I mean, there is, but there's one that's doing an outstanding job, but she is the least senior and she has the lowest caseload and she specializes in one particular thing. So she wouldn't be a good person to have lead. She's just really good at what she does, but it's not related to anything else.
Okay. So first thing I would do if I were in your shoes is to have a paralegal meeting, to just have all 4 of them there in one place to talk about what's going on, what are you working on, and to basically do some discovery. From that, there's going to be one person who's the most engaged, most active, knows what's going on, cares. And what you want to do is spot that person to make that the paralegal performance manager. And you share with them the overarching goal, which is, let's just say, based on number of filings that need to be completed, a certain percentage of clients that need to be served, some numerical based thing based on per week or per month, usually per month. For example, we need 20 of these filings to be done per month. This gets divided. You have 4 people, then that means 5. And your job from now on is to make sure that this gets completed. And I want you on every Friday to give me that report. So summarize.
I don't think that any of them can handle this.
Who said?
Well, Audra, do you want to try? That's my office manager. I think we've talked about this. I don't think any of them can do that. I mean, we're pushing them to take on more and more work.
100%. I agree with you.
Yeah. I don't think a single one of them is going to be able to do this.
Why is that?
Because they're all guilty of what Elizabeth said. Each one of them is guilty of picking and choosing what tasks they want to do and what they don't want to do. Even despite us having multiple conversations about checking off your task list and different things like that, it's like they all have something and they all feel that they are stretched way too thin right now. And with doing this program, it's just going to get busier.
But they're in person, but the struggle is we've given them a virtual person to use. We've given them technology to use, and they're not making good use of it. So they complain that they have too much to do, but they're not doing what they need to do. They're good in other ways. So I don't want to get rid of them, but I just don't know how to get them to make use of what we've given them. We have a virtual assistant for them, make use of her in appropriate ways, but also advance their cases.
Who else feels this problem, by the way? Anybody who has an in-house team who doesn't perform to their standards? Anybody else put in the chat? That's you. It's Ellen, Kellen. Well, it's very common, especially with in-house. Change of culture, change of quality. Quality is not the same. At that point, I would try to supplement and start building out this virtual paralegal team. Out of those 4, there's probably 1 or 2 that are probably decent or good enough. Great. But start onboarding 2 new paralegals. They're going to take their job a lot more seriously than these in-house ones. That's what I would do. Yesterday, this is feeling more or less the same issue yesterday. Coming out of a meeting, I mean, straight up is like, I could not fix anybody. We're not right now in the business of fixing anybody. They either have it or they don't. So it's a constant of finding the right people for the role and constantly just hiring and terminating until we find those people. So don't be in the business of trying to fix somebody if they don't have what it takes. I would just, no problem. Let's go find the right people who can. Elizabeth, time to go virtual for your paralegal. Resources for that is one of them being LegalSoft. I'll share all the resources for this. This is in our tools list, but we have one.
On your second brain, I literally just asked, what's our hiring?
It's this might be the best resourcing that we have. Any resource that you're looking for is most likely on a tab here, but the one specific tab is share it. It's all the different tabs, but there's one for, I believe, one could be hiring VAs, potentially, somewhere to look into here. And if there's more and stuff, but as I see it in our community, I was adding more here. And then there's also one for hiring lawyers. There we go. Hiring lawyers. There's another one to look into. LegalSoft, I do know, has a lots of lawyers, overseas lawyers that are trained. They're straight up trained as lawyers that could easily be paralegals. I know a lot of PI and employment lawyers here that I know in California have a lot of LegalSoft paralegals and lawyers that have completely replaced the entire in-house legal team. So look into that. There's other ones you can see on the screen. It doesn't matter, honestly, it's just again, but it's about just getting them to get the job done. Great. So book a time, very least, Elizabeth, LegalSoft, see what they have. Hire 2 out of those 2. One of them will be probably pretty good. Hire another one, and then slowly transition out. And your goal is to maybe have just one in-house paralegal manager. The in-house people is great for those higher roles, like the directors and managers, people that oversee the virtual team. Sunk cost fallacy, the phenomenon whereby a person is reluctant to abandon a strategy or course of action because they've invested heavily in it, even when it's clear abandonment would be more beneficial. Amen. Yes, that's a good one, Winnie. Good one. And then Winnie says, I know 5 at the top of my head who use overseas lawyers as legals. It takes some time and effort to find them, but it's definitely worth its weight. Yes, more cost effective, better talent pool, more dedicated to their work, more versatile, all the good benefits. Start hiring this virtual legal team. Justin says LegalSoft is a great way to start. They make it easy and have plenty of safeguards. Yes. So yeah, it's time to do that. So Elizabeth, make a goal right now. Write your action steps. Make a goal. Bring on the 2 paralegals by I don't know, within 10 days. You could do it. Norma, how are you, Norma? Then we have Rosanna.
Hi, Sam. How are you?
Very good. How are you?
Good. Thank you. So my challenge this week is I have been working really hard on building our intake team, and I'm primarily focusing 80% of my time on marketing and sales. I feel like that's where my time is most valuable.
Good.
The challenge that I'm having is that I only have 20% of the rest of my time to dedicate to managing staff or like managing the overall firm. My problem is that I'm getting pulled in so many different directions and getting booked for so many meetings with the staff and even the executive team that I'm spending more time in meetings than actually executing on my plan. So it's interfering with my ability to perform and my ability to be like to drive profit. So how do you structure your day or structure your week or your month to allot for, like, you're still addressing everyone's concerns and what they want to discuss and bring to you, but you're doing it in a way where you're not dismissing it, but you can still execute on your role and like execute on your plan. I need to focus on my role.
Excellent. It's one of my favorite questions because it's universal and so spot on and so well thought out. So I actually did this exercise with Hamid. I was doing it for Hamid, completely stressed out over pretty much everything you're explaining. A lot of team members taking up his time. And what I did, this all took literally less than 5 minutes. Just got on the whiteboard. It's basically creating your ideal week schedule. So let's do it. It's actually good. I was thinking about even dedicating a class for this. So let's just do it.
Okay.
Everybody take out a pen and paper. I'll do it with you. I'll go get a pen and paper. So pen and paper, what I do is write the 5 days of the week. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Up, go ahead, draw 4 lines. What we want to do is have, and I did this exercise, I think, a while ago, to have themes for the day. 1 or 2 themes per day, okay? So let's start off with the basics. Team meeting day. A day dedicated to just team. I think Monday makes perfect sense for that. So go ahead and put team meetings day for Monday. And the question is, in an ideal schedule, what time would you like to start your meetings? So with Hamid, start his day at 7:30. People could start booking meetings with him at 7:30. I'm like, is that ideal for you? He's like, no. I'm like, what's your ideal time? He's like, it'd be great if I start at 10. I'm like, great, let's do 10. So what time would that be? I'll also keep in mind your morning time is also your most precious time. You have the most energy. You're the most clear-headed. So give a good 2 or 3 hours for yourself. So start 10, 11, something like that when those times start.
Quick question, Sam. Are we assuming that if the team needs me, they are holding off all of those questions and concerns for the meeting, right?
Yes.
Okay. And when do we establish that? Before the meeting, during the meeting? Like, how do you establish this with your team? And how do you hold them accountable to that too?
Good question. Let's create the schedule and then we'll create rules on top of it. So,
Got it.
So, Norma, what time is it for you?
So our team is all virtual, 100%, and we're all working on different time zones. So ideally, so everything revolves around me.
Yes.
Okay. Ideally, my Yeah, let me think about this. Ideally, 9 a.m.
9 a.m. till what time?
I'm open from 9 to 12.
Perfect. And then we'll come back to, we'll fill in the holes. So for me, I think Monday is good enough. But sometimes it's normal, your team is everything right now. So maybe what's another day of the week that you can also dedicate to the team? That is
Friday.
not Friday.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, having in mind is your team. So they're like, you talk things out. Unless if you're trying to getting a report of what happened throughout the week.
Okay.
Really good.
I like Saturday mornings because there's nothing else going on and I'm really able to focus on the team's concerns and what needs to be addressed.
Does your team work on Saturdays?
No, but I do.
Oh, that doesn't work.
I do.
I could go work on Friday if the whole point is give me the synopsis and then try what happened. So let's just do Friday.
Okay.
So what time on Friday?
We can do Friday at 8 a.m.
Cool.
or at 2 p.m.
I would do it later in the day. Please.
Okay. Let's do 2.
2 until
2 until 5.
yeah. So I already put in right now. Just make sure you have your team meeting day blocked out, either 1 or twice a week blocked out just for that. 2 or 3 hours max, nothing more than that. That's one thing time. Second is business development, hiring. Business development and hiring. What day of the week can you dedicate to that?
Business development Thursday. Hire.
That's a crucial, like this is what grows your business. So not Thursday. I mean, this is the most important thing. We want to front load beginning of the week for that.
Wait, can you define business development?
Anything that grows your business. That could be hiring.
So are you referring to marketing?
Yeah, marketing.
Because I do Tuesday is my all day marketing day.
Perfect. So let's say Tuesday all day.
Okay.
And this is again this is very high value time. So not Thursday, not Friday. This is early in the week. Monday, Tuesday makes the most sense. So everybody put in your schedule. Obviously, again, you're writing this down. When do I dedicate towards marketing, business development, whatever you want to call it? It's whatever that grows your business. Whatever that is, you're not doing the client stuff, outside the work stuff. Third thing is thinking time, aka not doing anything. Reading, thinking, talking, hanging out in the sun. What would be an ideal time for you normally?
My ideal time would be 3 a.m. to 5 a.m.
3 a.m.?
Well, my day starts at 3 a.m.
Yeah. Okay, perfect.
Because I'm 2 hours behind the law firm hours. So I'm 2 hours behind. And at 3 a.m., it's only 5 a.m. Central. So I get no distractions during that time. And I can just focus on reading or anything.
That's probably why you're so successful. That right there. So everybody put in when is your thinking time, aka reading time, brainstorming time, what do you want to call it? It's again separated time away from anything, distraction. For me, that's Thursday. I just posted about it yesterday. I think.
Sam, is this just a blocked out time or is this a full day?
Up to you. Thinking time, I can't imagine it being full day at this point. But yeah, start off with 2 or 3 hours, and then as you're progressing, then yeah, ideally a whole day, then ideally 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. We'll get there.
Okay.
Now, everybody's been talking about the last couple of years, it's been virtual lawyer, right? Virtual lawyer, work from your laptop. My mindset has been working with no laptop lawyer, working when your business is running without you being on your laptop, essentially.
So do you work on your phone?
Yeah, you transition. So a little bit on a phone, but ideally no phone, no laptop. Everything is running without my dependency. So thinking time for those people who create content, there's creating time. So if you're using content, whether it be videos, writing, or something with creating content, what day of time would that be? Norma, do you do any content or anything like that? No.
Right now, I'm creating UGC ads.
Okay, that's fine.
That is the only content I'm creating right now.
That's probably part of your Tuesday, which is fine.
Right.
This is development. That's the definition.
So I'm not creating content to answer your question.
Of course, you're good. See if I create a resource for this. Same? No, I don't. Anything we're missing? Team meetings, have it in my schedule. Team meeting days, great day, thinking and recording video day, brainstorm day, then learn day, and then deep work day. Oh, deep work. Okay, we missed a good one. Deep work. Low time, deep work, same concepts. For you, Norma, it's very obvious. It's the 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. time. For me, it's Saturday night. Saturday night from like 9 p.m. till like 1 or 2 a.m. I'm in my zone. No distractions, no texts, no calls, not me sleeping. I'm cranking out like crazy. So, everybody, when is your deep work time? When you have no distractions at all? I found that it's ideally not during the office hours is ideal. Because again, you don't get any distractions. Weekend time is usually good for that. Nighttime is usually good for that. Early morning time, like a normal at 3 a.m. is perfect for that. When is your work time? No distraction. So this says entire day to team meetings. No, it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be, just up to whatever you need to be. Some people, just do, sorry, let me just this. For me, like only have more or less like 3-4 core teams. So it's only 3-4 core meetings a month. So it's like 2 hours.
What about, sorry, I didn't mean to, not just team meetings, but like leadership meetings with leadership staff, because those are very intense and they require a lot of thought and preparation. And those are actually aside from the team meetings. The team meetings are not very productive unless we're having leadership meetings.
Yes, totally. Yes, good call. Leadership. No, we should not, and we don't have to meet with our entire team. We used to do that too. Doesn't make sense. Yeah, all of our meetings, a good thing you called it out, is just with the director or the manager or the leaders of that department.
So, I'm sorry.
And let me just adjust that. So when we have that meeting, then the leader goes and has their own meeting right afterwards or later that day to go whatever is the goal of the week.
Okay.
Exactly. When team meetings can be run by the individual leaders. Exactly. Yes. So who are your leaders?
So am I having so I'm having meetings with the team leaders, but then I also have to have other meetings with just the main leader, right? So am I having all these meetings in one day or am I splitting it up?
First have the main leader meeting. Right after that, same Zoom link, the other leaders join.
Okay.
You get the big picture down first, start very macro, then it gets more granular. And yes, I believe Jason said, I use short huddles, 30 minutes or less. Yes. The other thing is it should not be more than 30 minutes. There's no such thing as a productive meeting that's longer. Straight to the point. Ideally, it's like, what's the goal of the week? What's the update? What's the goal of the week? What are you focusing on? And, what's the update from last week's goal? Very straight to the point. So again, write that out in your ideal schedule. You have the right thing. Who would you have first, second, third, fourth?
Sam, is there still communication with the leaders throughout the day and every day, or are we waiting until the meetings?
Good question. So ideally, it's an organization. So the leaders, they could communicate with you. At what cadence is up to you. And obviously you want to revise it over time so it becomes less and less and less and less. So that you ideally let's get it out, macro stuff one time a week, and then just deal with the stuff that happens throughout the week yourself. The more you make them codependent, the better over time. So yes, we'll get to some rules.
Okay.
If we finish everything, I think we have all the themes. Gary, do you think I have all the themes?
Thanks for putting me on the spot. The only thing that comes to mind for me is to synchronize, I think, some of these meetings with the grow track sort of meetings, because those are, so for me, I like to have my staff sort of either shadowing or mindful of the things that we're sort of implementing and or checking on. So I don't know if that fits into a good time blocking strategy or not.
So if we're missing any themes, I don't think we're missing any themes. I think those are the big, again, if you have to do legal work, put that in there. If you have to talk to clients, then you have two times throughout the week that's dedicated for that. See what you're missing. Pick a moment right now, like what am I missing picture. And again, it's ideal one, not what you have to deal with. Ideal, and then we work towards it. Financial block, yes, exactly. For me, like mentally, my Friday is my miscellaneous, which is learning and finance and new softwares and things that I get exposed to, which I never sign up anymore. I don't sign up any more tools anymore at this point. I just go Friday. And I found out that pretty much at this point, like 90% of tools that we get exposed to is not necessary at this stage. I try to filter through those tools if I see something that's very, very important. Then obviously I share it, but just sometimes, most of the times, those are distractions. So yeah, financial block. Yes, that is key, Jason, whether it be on a weekly, monthly basis. So that's that. Second part is rules. Rules are rules we would like to have. So just to give you an example, is like a closed door policy. Closed door policy, the office door is closed. You cannot reach out to me whenever you feel like it. And if questions come up, those have to be relayed to your managers first. And your managers will have to deal with it, not you. So create that rule right now, whether that makes sense. Again, everybody has different things. I'm just trying to keep it very universal. Communication of your team. How does it work? Who do you want to talk to? Who do you want to deal with? And then how does your team deal with issues and problems that come out throughout the week? Ideally, you should not hear about the day-to-day problems that's happening with your clients, prospects. We're beyond that. Or at least we're going to work towards that. So who would that go to? problems arise.
Sam,
Yes.
are you still communicating with your leadership team, or are the rules applied to leadership as well?
At this point, I want to I have an open door policy to all the leaders, the directors and managers, so they can text me at this point. But I tell them that's another rule. It's like, don't just give it to me as it's happening. I'll list and give me 3 or 5 in one shot. It's all always numbered, and I talk to them the way that I want them to talk to me, numbered. Now get a numbered text, 3, 5 things that they're thinking. Right away I see it, quick audio message, or send a quick little text back. Sounds good. Yes, no, yes, yes. That's it. But yeah, bunched up.
So there is structure to your communication with your leadership team.
Yes, which for everybody is different. So whether it be email, or Slack, or text, your ideal communication, clarify that. That's part of your rules. It could be potentially a dedicated channel just for those problems, and any problems that come up, just throw it in here. That way you don't have to go through all the Slack messages to find all issues. You just go to one place and you'll kind of find it. Create those rules. Right now, I'm trying to think of other rules. No messages before this time. No messages after this time. Another rule.
Sam, what about you check the SOP first?
That's a great rule.
Especially as we all evolve towards an internal chat bot, consult the chat bot, and if you've got an SOP, follow it. If not, then contact your manager.
Perfect. Any other rules that people come up with? A lot of it is communication-based, structure-based.
I do have one. I asked my team to send an agenda for the meeting prior to the meeting so that I'm prepared to address their.
Perfect. Yeah, good one. And then Nora, what do you use for your calendar?
For my calendar, I'm sorry, I don't understand the question.
You use Google Calendar.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
But I don't know because I don't look at the calendar. I just use the VA and they tell me what I'm doing that day. So I don't even look at it.
You should. So that should be the third thing.
Yeah.
Okay. So open up Google Calendar right now. Everybody just go to calendar.google.com.
Okay.
Keep going. Everybody should. This is a must. I didn't believe in calendar until I believe it now. So go to your calendar. Let's start using it. Click on that create time. Just share my week next week. Kind of like the themes up front. The way that you create these themes, by the way, is I believe you click on create. I believe you have to kind of play around with these different types of events. There's focus time, there's office times, etc. Usually by default, it's an event. What you want to do is take one, whatever they have on your paper, and put that in. A team leadership meeting with Bob. That's on, let's just say, from 9 a.m. to 30.
Sam, do you consider and accommodate everyone else's schedule, or is it just like, hey, this is what works for me and too bad for everyone else?
Right.
Is that how you do it?
Yeah, it's yours.
Otherwise, I'm all over the place.
Yeah, you want it to be tailored towards you. And obviously, as you have to wiggle some stuff, move some things around, but ideally, yeah, towards you.
Okay.
We're trying to optimize you. You're the universe of the schedule. The important part is this, making it reoccurring. It's completely blocked out. For me, I get my workouts in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. It's blocked out. There's nothing gets in the way, and nobody can come schedule time during that time. So that's good. I only have 3 team meetings at this point, straightforward. I try to record my videos on Tuesdays. I think one on Wednesday. Thursdays are usually completely blocked out. You can just go to the following week. And then Friday is pretty clear. As you can see, pretty clear. Not much going on besides. And it's based on the rules that I created. I don't want any meetings outside of my Monday meetings.
Right.
So yeah, the third part is put it into your calendar, put the recurring themes on times. Then you communicate it with the leader. This is my new schedule. And the other part that you can do is you can share your schedule. Go to settings, click on your schedule, scroll down, access permissions for events. You could, if you're on Google Workspace, you could make it available for anybody who's on your Google Workspace so that they see your schedule, or come down here, you can add specific people that could either see whether they don't see the details, they just see that you're busy or not, or sometimes the director, or if you have assistants who you want to give them access, they can see all the event types, you're able to show them there. So anybody, our directors and directors that need to set up job interviews or things like that, meetings that I need to be in, they have access to my calendar. It shows on my calendar right here. They just click on that. They see it. Sam is available on Monday at 11. Okay, great. Let's schedule that. Or just book it if need be. Then Garrett says, I love that Sam schedules lunch. Yeah, the reason for that is so nobody schedules during lunchtime, right? So block out your working out time, block out your lunch time, block out your family time, block out dropping off kid time, then nobody comes and blocks your net time. Garrett says, what about emails forward rules for those who delegate your inbox and assistant. Yeah, that's a whole different world. Garrett's maybe been asked.
Yeah, I'm not there yet. I don't have that trust.
That one is, I'm still cleaning it up. Just yesterday, sitting with the Andrea or so while we're having a meeting, I'm just like creating stuff like that, just constantly.
I mean, I think if you're giving staff rules like what things need to be escalated to you, I think that's embedded in that process.
Yes. But we'll save that for another more thorough controlling your email inbox thing. A recap is team meeting, business development / hiring, thinking, creating content, and deep work. Yes. I think there might be some that we're missing. Again, if you also to do specific stuff, talking to clients, legal work, you just make sure to limit it to max 2 days per week for those things, not every day. Okay. So do that. Starts with that. Put in your calendar today. Do this all today. And then let me know how you feel in 2 weeks.
Okay, now I did try to implement something similar to this. It wasn't as in-depth, but the rules were not followed. So how do you handle that? Especially if it's your leadership.
You continue drive it in. Hey, you can create a document and say, hey, refer to the rules. Then I'm back to the rules and continue doing that like a robot. I'll get it. If they don't, then you stop responding. That's the other thing. If train people, if people reach out to you and you're responding, they're gonna continue doing it. If you stop responding or whatever, then they're gonna stop doing it.
Okay, thanks, Sam. This was very helpful.
No problem. Yeah, it's so glad. Very well thought. Came prepared. Nice. Very good. Rosanna,
It's
how are you?
good. Thank you. How are you? Sorry, I'm driving. I'm not going to turn my video on. So our challenge is generating quality leads. We started our legal panel. We started with our first social media ad last week. We got a bunch of garbage, and we are meeting today with Zishan. So technical parts I will discuss with him. But other than social media marketing, which honestly I don't have a lot of trust in. I don't know how this is going to work. Other than that, what do you have any suggestion for generating leads? Because our leads are like technically the only retainers we have is through referrals, but you need some formal clients. So that's my challenge.
All right. So the quality of social media leads is the big theme. So let's address that. So first of all, it's only been a week. That's one. Let's get it out of the way. Second is assume that 95% of leads that are generated from social media are trash and spam and not qualified. So we're shooting for a 5% conversion rate. Completely normal. That's how it is. Most websites online, the conversion rate is 2 or 3%. If you send up 3% of your leads, you're doing great. Again, just make sure it just has to be high value. So again, 3,500, 5K or more for it to make sense. If it's less than that, it's going to be very close. So we need to adjust the expectation. Again, 5% is what we're shooting for. The different levers that we can pull is the ad itself. So Rosanna, what is a criminal defense?
Yeah, it's a criminal defense, and we have 3 ads right now. 2 for general criminal defense, 1 for a DUI.
Okay. So I would start off with the more general, more common one. So let's just say it's just if you've been arrested. Pretty much like you take the most widest net approach first, and then you can get more granular DUI, things like that later. The ad has to specifically address the specific problem. Which the problem is been arrested. Arrested is the main, been charged or arrested. That's the problem. So the ad has to be about that and contain those words, call those people not only in the image itself, but also in the ad copy. The ad copy is way too general. What I did was I created a ChatGPT agent that writes your ad copies for you, which I have here, but unfortunately, ever since ChatGPT did their updates, it stopped working, but I still have the prompt here. Let me see if it works or not. I was trying to create a GPT agent, which is like the newer version of creating these this week, but I didn't have the time to do it. But let's just use the prompt itself, run the ChatGPT, and let's see how it does. So, and hopefully by next week, I'll try to create this as a GPT agent so everybody can use it. So the way this works, Rosanna, is basically you give it some information. So it's prompted to say, well, ask me some questions. So looks like 5 questions that he wants me to answer. So first question is type of law. Say that this one is criminal defense. Describe the ideal client, people who have recently been charged or arrested. Let's just say the problems. I'm just quickly filling this out. That more time I would try to get the answers from you, but I'm just putting some stuff. Don't know what's going to happen to them, possible jail time, might get their driver license or something else suspended.
Losing their job.
Ultimate benefit is bringing them up from distress. What else? Freedom, not worrying anymore. So as you can see, it's very easy layman terms, and the call to action is get a free case. I just quickly went through it, but I would have more time. I would make it more specific about it more, but let's see how it does. All right, so first one, recently recharged or arrested, uncertain about your future and freedom. Our criminal defense team is here to help you understand the stress of possible jail time, license suspension, and job loss. Click learn more to get your free case review. Start your journey towards freedom. Perfect. Facing criminal charges can be daunting, etc., etc. And as you can see, it's very, very specific, very tailored. Talks about the problem, calls out the problem again, which is charged and arrested. Talks about what they could be entitled to, and it tells them what the clear next step is. Just click the button below for a free case review. And it also gives you perfect optimized headlines and perfect descriptions. These literally look like mine because I fed it my own examples that I've tested over the years, that it knows exactly how to do it. This is what you need, and your ad copies first will need to get updated with this. Fortunately, the ChatGPT agent doesn't work. Maybe if I can share like this, potentially put the link in the chat if you can save it, or if anybody wants to use it, you could just go to this and copy and paste the prompt. Feel free to use it. That's the first thing I would do, update the ad copy. Second is the ad has to be exactly like this. Again, very specific about the charged or arrested, losing your job. So that's what it has to say. So looking at this, from what I see, first of all, it's too much text. It's hard to read what's going on. And now you didn't make this yourself, but these things could be done better. And it has to say those words: charged or arrested. Click button below. Phone numbers, yeah.
These are created by Natalia, and she is doing amazing so far. The little guidance, I think she will be able to, and she's on the call, so she's going to be able to check and match your advice to make sure that.
So less is more, clear in message, and then easy to read. This is hard to read. It's the capital letters, black and purple, just kind of hard to read. So simple, even just a white text background with just clear black text does better. So ideally 2 or 3 images in those words, and ideally 2 or 3 videos that specifically, again, say these things. You could literally even take the ad copy and just say it. This could be a really good script too. If you've recently been charged or arrested, if you're uncertain about your future, our criminal defense team is here to help. We understand the stress of possible jail time, license, job loss. All you have been helped in the past 5 years. We helped this in a number of people. All you have to do is click the learn more button below, see if you qualify. Don't wait, do it now. Make a video just like that with clear captions, bold, clear captions on the video. Those do really, really well. Now the messaging is very more specific. So the quality of the leads, it's more tailored towards that. So ad copy, the actual ad itself. And then third thing, let me just get through this, is the qualification questions. Just again, make sure to ask very specific questions. Have you recently been charged, arrested, or charged? Yes or no. Second question will be basically what happened, multiple choice, arrested, things, you went to jail, whatever. And then third is, are you looking to hire a lawyer to help you with this? Yes or no. Now you ask very specific questions, 3 questions that comes in. And again, make sure it goes to your CRM, make sure you're texting them right away, make sure that your expectations are right, that only 5% of these are going to be signed up. If you do that, you'll be successful. And again, just make sure you're charging enough also for this. That's how to make social media ads work.
Do you suggest the videos to be of or someone else?
Both. You can make some. If you can hire some UGC creators to also make them, great. You don't know what resonates or what does well. Usually what I found out is it's counterintuitive. What we think our video of us as the lawyer will do well because we know, understand stuff. A lot of times it just be a video of a 25-year-old talking about it, and for some reason that does well. So you never know until you just try different things. One male, one female, one older, one younger, different things until you see what type of person resonates with this. So
for the average case value, my average case value is 8,600.
good.
I don't feel comfortable charging the same fee to, or even quoting the same fee to people from social media. Is that a mindset issue, or my feeling is correct that people from social media, they are not going to be paying like $10,000 or $9,500 for example, for a DUI.
Both. It requires a little bit more nurturing because they're going straight from not knowing it to also knowing. But that doesn't mean you should change your price based on where it's coming from. You still have to do the nurturing. You still have to give them the proof that you can help them. You still have to do a good job of offering different payment plans that could help them. All those different levers and stuff that you have to pull. But I would not adjust based on where the source is coming from. Again, if you're very confident in your service and you back it up and you have good results, make sure that they can clearly see that, hear that, get a brochure in their hands, something like that. The more of those things you do, videos you show, give them a brochure, mail them a brochure, show them what different things you can do, then you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's good. It is great. I mean, it should be pretty easy. If anything that encourages me for you to be more likely to do this and you'll be more successful. Again, it takes some time. It's not like I never launch anything within a week or two. It just does well. At this point, I understand what's required, the stuff that I just shared with you, not get there. But for the most part, it takes me sometimes weeks, months to get the right messaging, get the clarity you need to be able to start converting. So just stick to it. Just be resilient. Like every week, let's try this thing. Let's do one about arrested. Let's do a video of this person. How about let's do an image of this? I saw this from this person. Let's try this. You continue doing that, and you don't give up on it. There's no way that you won't be successful. So stay resilient.
Okay. Thank you so much.
No problem, Resident.
Thank you.
This recording will be posted. You can also share this video with them, with whoever is doing it. Just play it. Very good. Iman, good question about would you recommend Google Ads over Facebook and Instagram? That is practice specific. It's the else you like. But Jason, let's do yours. Come on, Jason.
I'll just pop mine in the chat because it's a follow up from the content and scale conversation you had with the CEO technical audit. So I reached out to those two firms. They couldn't really help me, but I got one from LegalSoft and I had somebody else that quoted me audit, but they also gave me the SEM Rush report as well. So I'm just a little confused as to how much we should dedicate to very, very basic SEO maintenance. Like if someone monthly do an audit or quarterly do an audit and someone go back through and fix the backlinks, double checks, fix anything that the audit showed. Because everybody's trying to sell me large package design. I hate it. I'm resisting it, but I know I need to do something. I just wasn't sure if there's a specific SOP for a VA to do it or a bare minimum.
What I would do is hire a VA who has the technical SEO as their title. For example, here, let me show you. When you put up a job post, obviously put that buzzword. I just recently put up a job post for find a bookkeeper for my synagogue. But if you go to filters, advanced search.
Yeah, I did this. And that's how I was getting the technical audits.
Perfect. So I would hire a VA, maybe 10 hours a week. Hey, go do your thing. I want to see our rankings improve, whatever, or tell us what you can fix. Give me a report.
But I think you kind of just answered it because everybody was asking, they were to give me like 10 to 20 hours a week. And it seemed like more than my impression you expected us to do. So I thought they were trying to oversell me. So
it doesn't matter. Honestly, whatever, 10 hours, 15, whatever, it doesn't matter as long as it helps you.
Yeah, I just thought like 10 to 15 hours a month would be fine for them to go check fix backlinks because I don't understand what they do every day.
Give me a report up front of what's the issues. Are you going to fix them? How long is it going to take? Start off with there. If it solves all your issues, then great. You solve all your issues. I have somebody named Bacha. I think he's been working with me since probably 2016. He's just on 15 hours a week. Let me actually look it up to see if how many hours per week he is. And that's his role. It's just on-site, off-site SEO, maintenance, etc.
Is that for multiple websites or just one?
Just one. Okay. I'm actually interested. Been working with me for a while.
So investing a lot of time with content at scale. I have two VAs doing the blogs with them.
Nice. 5,024 hours. Wow. Pretty time. But I want to know how many the 6,000 hours he's worked, which is a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
I want to know when he started. I want to look to see how much when he started and what was the total pay and then how much on average I paid per month to have a dedicated 25 hours a week of technical SEO person.
Is that under details?
Where?
Next to timesheet messages, maybe.
Bills. Here we go. 2017. But let's do this. Let's do some math. How many days? That's June 2017. Been 6 years and 4 months. So 6 years and months is that? This is 76 months. Okay. And then we paid him 6,000. This times, let's just say 6 cents. So this whole time, paid him $33K divided by 77 months. $434. $434 per month that I paid him for him to be my full-on SEO person. Much cheaper than an SEO. Better to go direct than an agency or whatever. Get a dedicated person. So agency. There you go. And there's plenty. There's like literally hundreds of thousands of those people chasing.
Yeah, that's the problem why it's so overwhelming because there's so many of them. And I think a bunch of them are just trying to rob us.
Yeah, they are. Just hire from the right country.
What's your preferred country? Pakistan?
For this, I mean, India has a lot of SEO. I think if you find somebody who has a lot of hours and good ratings from India,
Okay. And are you okay? Because some of the people that have contacted me and I really drill down with them, it's going to be them and possibly their team. I mean, they're still at a low average rate, but is that okay? Is that common in India?
team. What it's
Well, I mean, like they own the company, so they're going to do some of it. They're probably pushing it off to somebody else.
yeah, no, avoid that. Agencies, I mean, in Upwork.
Well, they say they're individual when they're listing, but then when I do like a deposition and start walking down a path,
No,
and it turns out it's them and the people they're going to assign it to, or the teams that I work closely with,
Yeah.
white glove, not black glove, whatever that means.
not interested.
All right, that's fine.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. And I guess the piggyback is to do before I do this, I've talked to a couple of people, including LegalSoft, about doing just a UI UX facelift on my website since we're focusing more on less knowledge and more just conversion to do that. So have them make it to convert.
Nice. Check this resource. I think there's on the bottom, there's like the websites that I like. See if you like one of those websites and tailor it towards that design. Less is more.
Yeah, I already picked one you like, and we did that for our Spanish version. So
Great. And then once you figure out the template, you can just duplicate it over and over. You need to create different.
that's probably why I'm going to use LegalSoft, because they did the samples that we liked. So
Nice. There you go. I heard that. We were talking about this yesterday. They have a really good developer who's like fully booked for like 2 months, apparently. Cool. Very good, Jason. Skill up that content at skill. I'm still trying to find somebody who do it. Yeah. Maybe take your route. Just interview.
yeah, I just have people in a different role. So we worked out a system, and I still have to double check it. Like the straight auto action stuff's pretty easy, but if it goes to a nuanced personal injury area, but I'm just really glancing through to make sure that the law references are fine. And then I have somebody that translates the Spanish ones for me, so I can go look at it in Google Docs pretty quick. So we're so far so good.
Nice. Good stuff, Jason.
Thank you.
No problem. I'm just going through the chats. Leah, you asked about high-end criminal, high-end family. They're still there on the Leah on social media. You'll be able to find those again. Those will probably be like 1% of your leads. Potentially could be that. But as long as you're spending enough, you have a tech team, you just have to filter through those 95% of trash to get through this 1 to 5% of those types of additional clients you may get from there. And even if one amazing client who's worth $30,000, $40,000, it just pays for 6 months of it. Now your marketing becomes free for the next 6 months. And then now from that, you could leverage that to get 20 more clients. So all it takes is one client to pay for itself. So just do it. Just heard yesterday, I was invited to a nonprofit event organization thing, and the person was nice enough to sponsor the whole thing, and then all the tickets proceeds went to a nonprofit organization. And then my mentor shared with me that he just settled. His 2 biggest cases of his life. He's been a lawyer for like 15 years, but they got settled for $10 million and another one for $6 million. But can you imagine like how many hundreds of clients he had to go through to get that one $10 million client? But now that he got that one $10 million client, that pays for all of his marketing and probably 2 office buildings. So all it takes, as long as you're doing marketing, then it gives you the chance to go get those high value clients that pays for the entire year and some. So just do marketing, basically, is the point. Stacy says, what about setting up email delegation to VA? Somewhat of a rules list. Yes, Stacy, that's part of it. Definitely a part of the rules list. But yeah, I think we need a dedicated time just for the email system, which is, I believe, module 5, law firm mastery, which is really crucial. If anybody who's struggling with emails, go to not module 5. I believe it's module 4, how to break free from email jail. Put the link in the chat. If you set that up, you'll be free from your email. Stacy, are you still thinking best lawyer websites as #1 stone firm? Stacy, if you can send me the link, I'll check it out. I'll give my analysis. When I found it 4 years ago, I liked it. So I have no idea what it is now. But there's one that I really like. I think it's called Uncontested Divorce. Let me see if that's the one. The guy's in New York and try to find it. Stone firm. Let's check out Stone firm. And then, no, it's too creative. It's all right. I'm not in love with it. He probably made it himself. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, I mean, it's better than most websites, but yeah, it's better than most websites. And he has some parts that are important, but yeah, I wouldn't necessarily use this as my model. Let me try to see if I can find that for this perfect law firm website template, I believe, bottom. Oh, I know where to find it. Let me quickly find it. But yeah, let me know if there's anybody else has any questions. Maybe we'll do one more question, whatever. Yeah, here's the website. Let's see if it loads. I like this a lot. Tried contacting his developer, but he said he's not taking any more clients. But very clear. Logo, clear menu, clear call to action, headline, subheadline, clear call to action. Ideally, over here, I would put some social proof, reviews, or social icons or something that shows that it is legit. I don't like the video. I know that videos don't do well above the fold. This distracts people from the main button. So I would potentially not put this, actually just put a picture of that. This is great. Up front, the next section, I will always do the problem. What's the problem that they're dealing with? That way you get your mind. If divorce is messy and it's costly and it's annoying, whatever. And then you present the solution. We help people peacefully get through their divorce without going through the court system. Very clear messaging. And then a lot of social proof. So at that point, I would have as many testimonials and videos and things like this in there. FAQ section would be great towards the bottom. And then just a very clear how to take the next action is missing over here. So very last thing right before the footer would be a very clear. The next step is for you to click on the button below, get your free case review, etc. And Norma, yeah, so I would do that. And yes, Paul, I do know that's the guy. Yeah, I've been following this stuff. I see everything online for some reason because I guess I click on all these links and things. So
I assumed you did. Yeah.
have you heard of this tool? I'm like, I heard of this tool. Norma, I have a recommendation for our UGC script. This might be helpful for all of us. Create a compelling UGC video script for a criminal defense firm that incorporates the following 3 headlines and these 3 bullet points and keep it under 7 seconds. Amazing. What I would do is, ideally, if I create the GPT agent for all these things, then you just add your own touch to it, which is basically add this prompt to my prompt, because mine has a lot of context, a lot of examples, as all this stuff.
Right. Yeah, because Rosanna had mentioned that she wasn't getting qualified leads. And this really helped us with getting qualified leads because each Facebook ad has to have like the 3 main bullet points and the headline. So if you tell the prompt to give you a script for the UGC content creator that addresses these 3 bullet points, it does it within 17 seconds. And now you have the perfect script, hence to like qualified leads. So we did get 2 qualified leads within 2 days of running the ad, and they're perfect leads. And I didn't have to burn through all these unqualified leads to get to the one good one. So it maximizes our use of our time.
Love it. So impressed, Noah. Garrett, let's sort that out later. Don't mind. Leon says, I know Daniel well. He does this tremendous amount of volume for divorces, prenups. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Nice. Let's do one more question. Anything else? Any burning thing that you're dealing with? I think we covered some pretty good stuff. How to generate qualified leads from social media, how to refine your own schedule, which I think is crucial for all of us. I was going to dedicate a whole mastermind just for that, but it looks like we did that today. Some good stuff today. Let's do one more. Garrett?
Yeah, I don't know if I wanted, but I think the introduction of the announcements, OpenAI for customized ChatGPTs, you can build your own, is a big development. Are you working on a?
Yeah, I was supposed to do it this week. I just didn't have time to. Yeah.
I saw you had one in your OpenAI. I mean, you want to give us like a little teaser of what you envision that to possibly be, how we might be able to create our own sort of ChatGPTs?
It's just about different use cases. So here's the ones that I came up with. I mean, just put the list, cleaning up the URLs. It's about the application of it. So you have to think about when do we need it. So these are the ones I came up with. And then there's one more that I just came up with today, which is the perfect law firm website. Just have to turn that into a be agent. So UGCs, video script, qualification questions, we already shared, email copywriter, already shared, ad copy, which I shared today, creating our questions, which I believe I shared in the past, video topic generator is a really good one. This is just say you do, and then it's trained on viral YouTube. You just say I want to do estate planning, and it gives you 10 YouTube titles with 3 bullet points, which is pretty much like where you're going to be making the video off. Hook generator, which could be really good for your ads, your UGCs, for your website, for your videos and things like that. And then this one is a maximum lawyer productivity one. Just feed it all the stuff you're dealing with, and it gives you like a 7-day plan. It's very custom tailored towards you. This was inspired by a life coach who quoted me and Hamid $60,000 or $100,000 for 12 months program. And I just, as he was talking, whatever, I was like taking notes, and I just built an agent out of it. And I'm like, within 30 minutes, I texted Hamid. I'm like, Hamid, I just replaced this guy with an agent. So I mean, the only part that's missing is just the accountability partner, just somebody to take that plan and just hold you accountable to it.
Just like for those that aren't maybe following this quite, but these are not new, quote unquote, new chats, which are sort of limited. We're literally talking about building the GPTs, the bot, if you will, which has just been released. And I saw it looked like you had one that was you already had like a little thumbnail for it. I haven't started building it yet, but waiting to see what you came up with.
Yeah, it's going to be these. I'm going to be creating these. I already have it. I already created it. I was ready to share it, but because of the update, they stopped working. So I have to go build the GPT agents. Yeah, I already have all that. And it took me a while to put it together. Just sitting there like brainstorming and to pull all of my resources, all my examples, and then figure out how to make sure that it could get it how to anybody can use it to custom tailor for their own law firm. What questions do I need to ask for to custom tailor? Then back test it, make sure it actually works. Yeah. But important part, Garrett, if you come up with other ones, like what other ones besides these? Like today, it's like law firm website, creating your law firm website content. If you have other ones, either create it or share with me, whatever, then we could put into one resource. We could have all of it in one shot. Nice. And it looks like Mike Smith showed us how the estate planning, showed us how, I guess, on this estate planning Zoom on Wednesday. Amazing. Kellen asks, retargeting worth it? What's the good tool service to make it happen? Perfect audience. You don't need a tool, Kellen. Retargeting used to be a bigger deal than it is now. Maybe like 5%, 10% of your budget will go towards retargeting. But the problem with retargeting is the audience isn't big enough for it to be significant enough. Should you have it? Sure. But instead, what you want to do is you create a lookalike audience of that retargeting audience. For example, in Facebook, the perfect list you can upload to Facebook is your clients, all the clients that you ever signed. That's like your highest, most qualified list of people that you can basically train Facebook with. Second level is people that have booked a meeting with you. So you literally go to Calendly, you export all those people. Or if you're savvy enough to go save all your bookings into a Google Sheet, you just go there, export that as a CSV. Or third, you just import all your leads in there. So you create these lists in Facebook, and then you go create a lookalike audience out of those, which is basically it's Facebook. So you're telling Facebook, hey, here's the list of my past clients. Go find me people in the US or in California, whatever, that are similar to these people. And that does well. It starts to get to people that are very similar to your own potential clients or the people who have already booked a time with you or your own leads. And that is a good campaign to do. So, and it also depends on how much you spend. When you start off with broad, just do it based on your geographic location and your age. You see how that does. And then after a couple months, you start experimenting with these other types of audiences.
Sam, can I ask you a question on that?
Yeah.
How would you do that? How would you just put a list together of your client's Facebook profile?
Their name, email, phone number, whatever information you have. Ideally, just name and email.
But how would Facebook know anything about that? Like, how would that make any sense to Facebook? Like, you feed that information to Facebook?
Yep.
Like their names, emails, and phone numbers, and then Facebook will make a lookalike audience from that?
Yep. Facebook is just one big data company. So they have data of not only the people and the users that have submitted their name and email in there, but they could also have data from other companies where even though that email is not necessarily their Facebook email, but they know that email is associated to that same person. So they'll associate all the people together.
Where do you put that in Facebook?
It's called your mouse when you click on something. Supposedly there's up to 1 million data points for each and every one of us.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, how do we upload that into Facebook to say go make a lookalike audience from this? Because I could easily give my a list of my client names, although that's probably potentially, well, I don't know. I don't have to check. I wonder
let's not go down the rabbit hole. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. I think that might be fun.
A lot of marketers are this is the whole
Memorize this phrase. It's not me, it's Facebook. Right?
And hire Garrett as your lawyer.
Yes.
Regarding your question, how big of a list is necessary for a lookalike? I think minimum is 500, but ideally the bigger the better. But you start off with the ideal list and you go down. If you have a client list, you start with that. If not, the bookings. If not, the leads. And then you try all three also, and then you see which one does better, which lists. So sometimes we do that. Sometimes we also do things, we make audiences out of people that have opened up the lead form but haven't submitted it. You could create a lookalike audience out of that. You could also do it of people who submitted the lead form. You could create an audience of people who have interacted with your Instagram and Facebook page, different lookalike audiences, things like that. Yeah, there's a lot to do. There's a lot of different things to do. Obviously, we can't do all these things. You just have to pick and choose your battles, do the things that are the easiest, most scalable. And then as you're progressing, you start doing those things, then you get into new things that you hear about. But yeah, most people you just heard this, you do not need these things at this point. Norma says, Facebook has a new feature that targets your audience with AI, and it's been targeting our prospects very well. Yeah, Facebook has been using, Facebook and Google have had AI for many years, probably for a decade, not more. It just became public for us in the past year. But I always thought about, for me, once I was studying SEO back in the day, I'm like, once you realize how many different factors and things are being taken into consideration to be able to for Google to show those results, your mind is can't even understand. I always for a couple years, I just couldn't know how it works. And I realized that's AI, it's machine learning. That's the only way to make it work. So yeah, all these big companies have been using it for a long time. All right. All right, so that should be good. Definitely longer than we expected, but I hope that was an insightful. No class, no mastermind class next Friday. Take it easy. Please post and engage with us inside the community. As soon as I create the GPT agents, I'll share that with you. And yeah, and Garrett, you want to say your last words?
I'm just passing along wisdom of a senior judge.
Hey, you want to read it?
Harder and well, okay. At our luncheon yesterday, he ended by saying, make sure next week for Thanksgiving, take time, put your phone down, leave your email alone, and talk to your relatives, listen to them. There'll be a day they won't be here, and the work will. So when you get back on Monday, that same lotion's going to be there, that same somebody who e-filed something, guess what? It'll still be there. So enjoy the moment, live in the moment, and be grateful.
Amen. Amen. Everybody, happy Thanksgiving. Enjoy it. Enjoy with your family, as Garrett said. We'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.